The Fargo Forum is a daily newspaper printed in Fargo, North Dakota. It was first published on November 17, 1891 by Major Edwards and Plumley. In July of 2012, this newspaper turned down the request of a same-sex couple to announce their wedding. This decision invoked a huge response from the community.
In order to determine if the forum made an ethical decision, we will be using a method called the Potter Box, developed by Ralph B. Potter, a professor of social ethics at Harvard Divinity School. The Potter Box is an ethical framework with which one can make an ethical decision. It utilizes 4 categories which Potter identifies as universal in all ethical situations. The 4 parts are facts, values, principles, and loyalties.
Facts. One must identify all unbiased facts regarding the situation. As it pertains to this case, the facts are as follows. Same-sex marriage is legal in Connecticut, District of Columbia, Iowa, Massachusetts, Maryland, Maine, New Hampshire, New York, Vermont, and Washington.
Same-sex marriage is not legal in North Dakota where the forum is located. Freedom of speech is protected by the First Amendment in the Constitution. The newspaper publication has a choice of what to publish and what not to publish. The gay couple has the right to freedom of expression, also protected under the Constitution, to share their news with family and friends.
Gay couples have the right to equality because they are human beings. According to an article from the Spokesman Review, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals made a decision that discrimination against gays and lesbians is equivalent to discrimination against women or race. According to the SPJ Code of Ethics, ethical journalists treat sources, subjects, and colleagues as human beings deserving of respect. Furthermore, journalists should avoid stereotyping by race, gender, age, religion, ethnicity, geography, disability, physical appearance, social status, or sexual orientation.
The couple had requested a wedding announcement to be put in the forum newspaper to share their news with family and friends. The couple was set to be married in a state where same-sex marriage is legal. The publication sent the couple this email denying their request for a wedding announcement and refunding them their $25 publication fee. The couple, Allison Johnson and Kelsey Smith, screenshot the email and shared it via social media. Due to the attention brought by the photo, a petition was created and collected over 1,600 signatures. This petition caused the forum to review their policy on same-sex marriage announcements.
The second step of the Potter Box is to recognize the values that are important to the publication and the gay couple. Journalists should value the profession of journalism and the SPJ Code of Ethics. Readership and the publication's reputation among its readers should also be valued by the forum. The institution of marriage is also a value because it is a union that bonds two people who are in love. There is controversy over who should have the right to be joined in this institution. However, recently there have been moves in favor of giving same-sex couples this right, as many states begin to legalize gay marriage. Freedom of speech is a constitutional right and one that should be valued. However, in a New York Times article about author Jeremy Waldron on his book The Harm and Hate Speech, Waldron expresses that if free speech takes priority over social harm, then there will be no example of harm that will qualify and justify restrictions on free speech. The final value the forum should consider is equality. In the recognition of human rights, equality is an imperative aspect in all articles. In particular, the first article of the Declaration pinpoints the importance of equality. It states, "All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards each other in the spirit of brotherhood." The third step of the Potter Box is to assess principles. According to philosopher Immanuel Kant, the categorical imperative is his formulation of moral law and has 3 requirements. 1. Always act in such a way that you could will that the maxim of your act become universal law, meaning that all people could and should act the same way. 2. Always act in such a way that you treat humanity, whether in your own person or in the person of another, as an end in itself and never merely as a means. This point illustrates the need for dignity for all human beings. 3. Always act in such a way that you are both legislator and legislated in the kingdom of ends. This point requires reciprocity, from where all perspectives the decision seems fair. When we apply the categorical imperative to this case, we see major ethical flaws. The final step of the Potter box is to identify the loyalties an individual or publication holds. First, there are the stakeholders. The forum's stakeholders are all those who have some relationship or investment with the publication. This includes oneself, one's community, and one's readership. When a journalist's loyalty to themselves takes priority, loyalty to the profession of journalism and the community is compromised. When a journalist or publication such as the Forum places their loyalties to their community and readership, they are making a promise to be fair and ethical journalists. They must also cater to their diverse community, which has homosexual individuals and individuals who oppose gay marriage. A journalist should be loyal to the profession of journalism, which entails they must seek truth and report it honestly and without bias. In this case, they must also be able to be loyal to the truth. By denying the marriage announcement, the Forum shows bias. Thus, they do not place their loyalties here in making this decision.
In conclusion, after examining this case through the scope of the Potter box, we can assess that the decision the Forum made to deny Allison Johnson and Kelsey Smith's marriage announcement was ultimately unethical. Although the Forum has a right to publish what they please and free speech is still an important value, we see this decision to be more harmful than beneficial. The Forum ultimately agreed when they chose to reverse their decision and policy towards same-sex couples' marriage announcements. The decision to deny the couple was not only offensive to them, it was harmful to the entire gay community and deepened the homophobic stigma that gays should be treated differently. We think their decision in the end to reverse their policy was for the best.